I am Kesten Rono. Here we go again. A Course in Miracles. Principle 2. Miracles as such do not matter. The only thing that matters is their source, which is far beyond evaluation. Yesterday, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. Miracles as such do not matter. The only thing that matters is their source, which is far beyond evaluation. Every miracle, any expression of love is equal, whether or not it is perceived as such. As miracles are all the same, they do not matter. The only thing that matters is their source, which is far beyond evaluation. So, whatever the source of miracles is at this point, their expression being love, the source likely being love, therefore, this source is beyond evaluation. Why? When we are in the perspective of our body identification, we are the person who arrived to be curious about this book at all. We don't have the tools, at least yet, or maybe ever from this point of view, to be able to comprehend something that could be the source of miracles. Miracles, we believe, being the expression of something that defies all laws of how we see reality. So how could we understand that source? We would have to be able to see a different way. So we are curious about seeing a different way, that there is another way of looking at this. And we've been saying big statements. I am sustained by the love of God. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. Perhaps our statements feel beyond our evaluation right now, but we are still trying them on. And there is some amount of peace with understanding that to be the light of the world could be our purpose, that we do not know the benefits that would have, but what would it take of us? We fundamentally would have everything that we need to be able to notice and live as a perspective of the light of the world, that there is nothing we would need to go get in the world, that we are equipped, like by design, to be able to consider this riddle, to try this idea on, to possibly step closer to that which is beyond evaluation, into some other realm of knowledge. And to see ourselves as a light of the world, we're told is our only function, our divine purpose, the perspective from where we would know if we are to be so divine in the kingdom of heaven, perfect, made in God's image, a mind, I would imagine, that is imagining. If we're able to see ourselves as this light of the world, there is a great amount of peace that can be known. It feels very comfortable, even if the problem feels very distant to be able to understand. It feels very comfortable to be able to pronounce that my purpose in life is to be closer to unconditional love, to know it more deeply, to see life through it, and to see all life through my holiness. There's nothing arrogant about accepting a way of seeing yourself that could allow you to be innately full, that there was fundamentally nothing that you could ever get or do that is greater than what you know you have. Because aligning with the truth simply allows us to set everything else aside. We enjoy it, I suppose, for the game that it is. But being able to see the truth in all things would be extremely settling. There would be no reason to be excited, least of all negatively, about untruths that would otherwise be able to lure you in for us to spend time thinking about them. But if we can simply notice the truth for what it is, then all of these untruths just simply have nowhere to latch on, that they are truly meaningless. The truth can see right through any set of lies. So, to see ourselves in a true light feels like a privilege, something to accept with humility, with great gratitude, to be able to consider that wherever we are from our perspective, our mind's eye, our consciousness, that we can allow ourselves to realize that from this place, we innately are at peace, that we bring the calm and quiet with us, that we can do this anywhere because it is fundamentally part of what we are by seeing ourselves from a spirit-identified lens. It just grants us more permission to notice what else we are beyond the lacks that we feel inundate us in the physical, until we can notice them for what they are, lessons to wake up, something for which we can have gratitude, love, and forgive. And through this process, cleanse ourselves on some path to salvation through this purification, the process of the miracle, and entering into its cycle with ease, that everything is already ordered. And that as we are allowed to declare that we are part of that order of ease and peace, we become more of that world. I would suppose that as we are accepting that we could see it more often. You could say you're vibrating that way. However it is that perspectives change when new ideas come into our mind. But we become more of that thing. And thus the world becomes more of that thing. Whatever it is that we believe that we are, however we are image making or seeing, we are creating something, an effect of how we are believing the world is. At least to some capacity, we know this is true. That our thoughts are having an effect on our physical world, on ourselves, on our friends, strangers. May we dare to see ourselves sustained by the love of God, that we are the light of the world. 62. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Please repeat this. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. That if we are stepping into our power, which fundamentally grants us, so to speak, the opportunity to give, it's not a power to take, it's a power to notice, to see, to therefore give endlessly as creators, forever understanding unconditional love through this power, through this process of forgiveness, cleansing, realizing that this protocol works, and therefore offering it as all parties feel full. As we accept this power without any kind of confusion or coercion, we declare what our purpose is as it. As the light of the world, forgiveness is our function. It is your forgiveness that will bring the world of darkness to the light. It is your forgiveness that lets you recognize the light in which you see. The light in which you see, not the light which you see. The light in which you see. Forgiveness is the demonstration that you are the light of the world. Through your forgiveness does the truth about yourself return to your memory. Therefore, in your forgiveness lies your salvation. So forgiveness is our function, we're being told, but it seems like it is our only best option as well. That we could deduce that we should forgive from this perspective. I remember a couple of days ago, God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. Both focusing on forgiveness, that forgiveness moves us from our self-blame, our condemnation that we are accepting through this lens of the ego, never being given to us by God. We are only blessed through the lens of God and love, that we have accepted a condemnation that makes us guilty. And the process of forgiveness, the undoing, reveals the truth about this ruling and redeclares our innocence. Forgiveness is the means by which I will recognize my innocence. That it is not our own strength through which we forgive. It is through the strength of God in me. Whatever it is in us, whatever we are, the strength of God, which I am remembering as I forgive. It's the process of forgiving that we can't even remember when we take the first step of forgiveness. That is the whole point of forgiveness, is to recognize some evil you believe done to you and to choose nevertheless to let it go, to offer healing in return for your opportunity to be healed. This is extending beyond the body. It's extending beyond the system that we believe governs the way laws must go, that an attack must mean an attack back, an eye for an eye, that there can be no peace until we fight more. And we are choosing to recognize that that logic feels illogical. It feels like it would lead to our destruction, even though we're being told it is supposed to keep us safe. This feels like a trick by an ego now. So we do the thing that we haven't believed we could ever do, or maybe wasn't even thinking about, and we forgive. And through forgiveness, we recognize the strength that we have. Through forgiveness, we realize that we too are innocent, that we've condemned ourselves to some ill way of believing the world must be functioning. We have declared ourselves sane when we are going insane, playing in darkness. So we need to forgive, to recognize that this process is working. That is the idea of taking the step for the sake of the step. Just doing it because we believe it is in the right direction and is out of love, not out of war. We're not trying to sell something we don't have. We are reaching for further understanding by going first with a risk, becoming vulnerable to recognize an idea of invulnerability, which exists from a perspective of our minds. And if we can understand that idea here in the body, well, we have great peace. We understand that there is a higher order. And it's not necessarily meant to be known here, but that it can be known would already be a blessing. In your forgiveness lies your salvation. Through your forgiveness does the truth about yourself return to your memory. That you have foundational thoughts with God, and that as you undo whatever has been added to the top of them, obfuscating the truth, as you undo those and their upsets through the power of forgiveness, this process of this miracle, we wake up to our foundation with God, that we are so close that his love may reach down and lift us up. Forgiveness is the demonstration that you are the light of the world. It is the action in time and space. Through this process of this undoing, we become clearer minded. We have more clarity. And we can remember, this book suggests, the truth about ourselves. In our forgiveness, therefore, lies our salvation. So, as the light of the world, your function is to forgive. Illusions about yourself and the world are one. That is why all forgiveness is a gift to yourself. Because all illusions about the world and ourselves, therefore forgiving something outside of ourselves, we are imagining, since we are all one, we are offering forgiveness to something and therefore we are receiving it. I suppose this is the idea of cause and effect happening simultaneously. That if we think it, that could be a miracle. Because as we're thinking it, we're making a change that is the instantaneous effect on ourselves. That is wildly powerful to remotely understand, even for a moment. That everything that we are imagining is outside of ourselves is one with ourselves. And obviously, not all things we see outside of ourselves are inside of our physical body. That we must accept, therefore, if this idea could be true, then we must be an idea ourselves. That our cause, our thoughts, the root cause of the effects, rather than just playing with the objects around us, truly fumbling around in the illusion about ourselves. If we can settle back down to the cause, we end up in our own minds. And we can witness from this perspective that it is our thoughts which are creating the reality around us. If this is true, then seeing a place with enough forgiveness to allow us to release and relax, to notice a different way of thinking from a spiritually affirmed perspective, to relax to this position would allow us to see with great ease that it has always been okay because we really are creating everything, including the version of us that believes it is not. That we have always been taking care of ourselves. That's what my grandmother said to me. It's all okay. That's what God says. I think you know what's going on here, but even now, you're trying way too hard. You're being taken care of. You can never be late. All forgiveness is a gift to ourselves. Your goal is to find out who you are, having denied your identity, capital I, having denied your identity by attacking creation and its creator. That's alignment with the ego. Now you are learning how to remember the truth, for this attack must be replaced by forgiveness, so that the thoughts of life may replace thoughts of death. We are learning how to remember the truth. And the attack that we had on creation and its creator, denying our identity, operating in arrogance as if we know better rather than humility saying thank you for this wonderful gift. This attack is a lie that we are telling ourselves must exist. And so forgiveness is literally the key out of it. It's our own lie to ourselves that we have to live in an attack mindset. So offering forgiveness to the ways that we feel we have been triggered or what we have done, forgiveness to ourselves and to someone else is offering us something as well. If everything is one, then we can see how us taking an action is only acting upon us. But even if we do not really see it this way, and we still accept that things have been done unto us and we would like to let them go, or to wake up to that process, because forgiveness is the reality, or it's the tool for waking up to the reality of whatever we are fundamentally beyond the beliefs that we have been carrying. So it is possible to understand that through forgiveness, we move closer to accepting ourselves united with God. That even if we started by believing that we were attacked, I suppose it's where we are all coming from. And we can break that cycle by simply saying, "You hurt me, but I no longer wish to feel this way. I forgive you. May you feel peace from this. May we move forward together. We can be separate, but may we both move forward. May I feel peace from this." And then we accept that we are choosing peace and we attempt to move forward in peace. That could be the first step. But along that process of realizing that we are granting ourselves some power and some peace, perhaps what we believe we are able to do with ourselves, for ourselves, as ourselves begins to expand. That we are making a decision, therefore being the creator of the world we want to be seeing, we're taking actual action. Action, the gift, the requirement in a world of time and space, we're taking action. And it's changing us. We are realizing that as we are able to tip the scales from having been done unto, we realize that we are creating the experience we are having by undoing it. That we are actually responsible for how we feel, with a wonderful opportunity. I would imagine, therefore, if we continue to follow where this would suggest we are leading is to a place that is more and more and more at peace, more and more clarity, more and more a creator. That fundamentally you just move closer to a perspective through the power of forgiveness on an ongoing basis. That you recognize you are the light of the world. You fundamentally become aligned with whatever is on the furthest end of committing to a practice of ultimate forgiveness. That everything that could ever bother you would simply be allowed to be okay. That you let it go and no longer host its idea. I suppose the very end of this is perfect peace and perfect safety and freedom from worry. May we be able to logically walk our way there just to get started. We're going to break our cycle of attacks. We're going to go first and forgive first. That's the first step. Taking it for the sake of the step. After that, we become stronger and more knowledgeable, and we remember a new truth. And we begin to choose life regularly, even when it seems like it should be impossible. We advocate for it because we can see no other way. And so death eventually dies. Remember that in every attack you call upon your own weakness, while each time you forgive, you call upon the strength of Christ in you. When we attack, we announce our weakness. When we forgive, we receive the strength of Christ. Do you not then begin to understand what forgiveness will do for you? It will remove all sense of weakness, strain, and fatigue from your mind. It will take away all fear and guilt and pain. It will restore the invulnerability and power God gave His Son to your awareness. I forgive myself for believing I needed to be anywhere else than I am right now. That I fundamentally should have known something sooner, better. That my timing and my state of mind has been contributing to me not feeling worthy of whatever it is that I have been discovering. That I've been creating an environment for me to feel small inside of. I forgive myself. I'm grateful that I created some kind of structure to feel the opportunity to feel differently. And I want to forgive myself all the way up to this moment. That with this I accept so there can be great ease and peace. And fundamentally, I would like to know this and be this and share this, that this is my function. To offer the idea of peace that comes from, we believe, outside of the body. Through this process of a miracle, that there could be such a healing with this power of light, whatever it is. I want to be wholly aligned with this idea. And I forgive myself for all the judgments that I have. And I open the door to see life differently, to see myself differently, to notice more life, more appreciation, to see the process in motion, waking up to love and to light, to truth, to knowing more abundance in terms of safety and peace, opportunity, connection. I forgive myself. And I will continue to reflect on that with this exercise. Forgiveness will remove all sense of weakness, strain, and fatigue from your mind. Why? Because when we forgive, we align ourselves with the strength of God. It will take away all fear and guilt and pain. Why? Because when we forgive, we are aligned with Christ. It will restore the invulnerability and power God gave his Son to your awareness. That this is fundamentally part of what you are. And if you move through this path of forgiveness and notice more and more levity, what will you become as you levitate so airy, so different, away from the perspective of the body? What are we doing but simply noticing whatever was there before we believed we had to live below all the ideas of attack that we were noticing in the world? What will be there? A fundamentally, like by definition, purer version of you? If you believed whatever is down there is worse, then it sounds like fear already has a hold of you, and that you're not doing this process out of love, that you're nervous about experiencing an idea that could allow you to feel divinely strengthened. It's okay. I can't imagine that the pure version of whatever we could be would be made out of something malaligned with our best interests. I choose to believe that the truth settles all lies that arrive there, that they're allowed to relax, to release, and for whatever the truth is to be revealed. That's the power of forgiveness, to call forward the truth and let everything else relax. Let us be glad to begin and end this day by practicing today's idea and to use it frequently as possible throughout the day. It will help to make the day as happy for you as God wants you to be. Whew, excuse me. It will help to make the day as happy for you as God wants you to be. And it will help those around you, as well as those who seem to be far away in space and time, to share this happiness with you. Okay, my voice is coming back. It will help to make the day as happy for you as God wants you to be. Imagine that idea. Happiness on the level that God would have for you. Remember, the source of miracles is beyond evaluation. This level of happiness feels beyond evaluation. What would that be like? It will help those around you. Wouldn't that be wonderful? The power of forgiveness helping the people around us, as well as those who seem to be far away in space and time, to share this happiness with you. That there must be something about whatever this happiness is, this light and how all minds are connected, that by stepping into this version of ourselves, wholly, even if it's step by step through a set of revealings of ideas that we want to forgive, but wholly as we step into this idea that we are operating beyond the body in a way that we do not understand as we become more pure, purified, that this process leads to our salvation, that we become strengthened somehow. We could see how it would allow us to enter into a state of mind possibly that could be in alignment with our spiritual selves, where we would have an idea of what it might be to be invulnerable. And if we choose love, will we not be able to feel and share that idea infinitely once we can see ourselves from a spirit and whatever that offers relative to just being a singular point in the body suffering as a victim? As often as you can, closing your eyes if possible, please close your eyes. Say to yourself today, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. Please repeat after me. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. That as I recognize myself as this limitless, formless light, this opportunity to share healing around me and far and wide. Wow, what a gift that would be. But if I choose to try this idea on, then forgiveness is the action that is taken by someone in this role. And forgiveness, even selfishly, there's no reason to go seek other power. Forgiveness itself yields a true happiness. We are headed towards the source of whatever it is that we are, which is beyond evaluation. Why? Because it exists in the eternal realm of knowledge, and we are still in time. The action we are taking is forgiveness. That's moving us somehow beyond simply identifying with our bodies. What is it that we are becoming then? And what is happening to time if we are no longer taking action across space? The dematerialization of whatever we are. Not that fundamentally we have to go anywhere physically, but that whatever we are connected to in our minds may see the world differently. Please excuse me. So you will say, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. Then devote a minute or two to considering your function and the happiness and the release it will bring you. It is coming to release. The truth allows everything to settle, to release its own shackles, and to let the truth come forward. It's a great resting ground where every idea is welcome to be shown the truth. It's beautiful. This would be happiness, to simply allow what is to be true. Therefore, we are finding release through the process of forgiveness, which is our function. And on the other side of release is happiness. That's the idea. Let related thoughts come freely, for your heart will recognize these words. And in your mind is the awareness they are true. Something about the intuition, what is inside of us, in our mind. In our mind, we will know that thoughts about love and forgiveness are true. Should your attention wander, repeat the idea and add, I would remember this because I want to be happy. So please repeat after me one more time, closing your eyes if you can. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. I would remember this because I want to be happy. I am Kesten Rono, and I am sustained by the love of God. Please forgive yourself. Try on forgiveness. And if everything about how we may be truly seeing the world feels too far away right now, and you are uncomfortable, know that it is okay. We often are uncomfortable. We do not understand. So rather than think about how you are creating everything, and therefore when you forgive anything, you are forgiving yourself, simply see yourself as yourself. What do you notice about yourself you might want to forgive? Would you offer it forgiveness? It is simply to yourself. Perhaps you find peace in receiving this forgiveness and in offering it. May you feel empowered to forgive. May you recognize through this process that you are the light of the world, and if not the light, if you cannot imagine it, that you are a light, that you have just exercised this power of offering peace and receiving peace, strength and strength. It is a blessing. May you allow yourself to see yourself as the light of the world, and may you accept that from this perspective, with the opportunity to love in abundance, to offer it far and wide, that the responsibility from this position is to forgive. That is your function. See you tomorrow.